Microsoft PowerPoint 2013 allows us to build custom presentations. What that really is custom slideshows. From one presentation file, you can create multiple slideshows. Why would you want to do that? Well, depending on your audience, maybe you need to show the whole presentation to one group of folks, but maybe you only need to show a handful of the slides to another group of folks. So instead of building two separate presentations or copying and pasting and having two files to contend with, Microsoft PowerPoint 2013 allows you to build one presentation but have multiple custom shows. So let's see that in action. So here we have a PowerPoint presentation built. It has a total of 18 slides, and this is my original slideshow. So if I click on slideshow and I toggle through, I'm going to hit all 18 slides. So let's go back to our working area and I'll click on the first slide. And to create a custom slideshow, let's say I only need to show all the odd slides, so 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. We're going to go open the slideshow tab, and in the Start Slideshow group we have something called Custom Slideshow. We're going to click on Custom Shows, and right now there are no custom shows built. So we're going to create a new custom show, and I'm going to rename it, and I'm just going to call it whatever I need to call it. Perhaps this is for the accountants group, or this is for the managers group, or this is for the sales folks group. But whatever slideshow, have a name that makes sense to you. I'm just going to call this Odd Slides, and I'm going to begin to select which slides I want in the show. So again, I'm going to select all the odd slides. I'm going to click on Add to add them in my custom show. And here's the interesting thing about this is now I can reorder them in this custom show to perhaps say 6 will now be 2, 7 will now be in the 4th spot, so on and so forth. So you can reorder the custom show. You are not touching the original PowerPoint file. You are creating a custom show. And I'm going to say OK. And now let's show it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're done. So perhaps we need to edit that show, and we found a slide that we didn't want in our presentation. So we're going to go back to Custom Shows, then again Custom Shows, and we're going to edit what we already have. So let's say we had several custom shows here. In fact, I'll build another one very quickly with, we'll call it Even Slides. And I'm just going to choose all the even slides very quickly, so we have 2 on our list to manipulate. This does not affect the main presentation. We're just building something off to the side. I'm going to say OK. Now I have odd slides and even slides. And let's say in the even slides I need to edit, and I actually don't need slide 10, so I'm going to delete it. But again, I did not touch my original presentation, just deleted it from the custom show. As you see, here's slide 10 right here. It still exists. I say OK. And let's show it. So again, it's only showing those slides that I need for that group of audience. Now if I want to show a custom slideshow, all I need to go is to the slideshow, custom slide. If I click on it, you'll see all the shows that I have possible or available. So if I click on odd, then the odd one is going to play. If I go back, go to slideshow, in the Start Slideshow, go to even, this one's going to show. Not the full 18 slides, not the original slideshow. One of the power to having this all in one location is when I travel with this one file, I have all the different shows available to me, and I don't have to remember to bring in 3 files versus this 1 file. And let's just go back for good measure into our custom slideshow. Click on custom slides, and let's say I no longer need these. For whatever reason, if I had several custom slideshows and one is obsolete, all I need to do is click on it, say remove it. It's now gone. There is no, are you sure you want to remove it? Are you positive? No, it is gone. If I need to copy what I already have and maybe make some changes, I just select the custom show that I want to copy, click on copy, then I'm going to edit and call it maybe Odd Slides 2, and perhaps I want to add a few slides and again maybe reorder and say okay, now I have another custom slideshow, and I can test it out by showing. Let's recap what we did. From one main PowerPoint presentation, we were able to create multiple slideshows. We didn't need to touch the order or the number of slides of the main presentation to be able to pull out and create a custom show of particular slides for maybe one group of people versus another group of folks. We were able to remove slides from our presentation. We were able to reorder in that slideshow, as well as we were able to copy a slideshow, make some modifications, some editing, and rename it, and now we have another custom presentation from a custom presentation without, again, touching our main presentation. All of this is done in one file. Therefore, when we travel or when we have to present, it's all in one location without having to grab 3 or 4 or 10 files. It's just in the one file. So PowerPoint 2013 gives us a nice handy tool for custom presentations. Occasionally, you may need to build a self-running presentation. There's a couple of different types. One type is where it's on a machine where the viewer will navigate through the presentation manually. Another way is where the presentation itself will advance slides automatically. So whether you need a self-running presentation kiosk style or whether you're going to have it run through once or looping, Microsoft PowerPoint 2013 allows us to build this type of presentation pretty easily. To create a PowerPoint presentation that is self-running and has the same timing on each of the slides is about the simplest thing that we can do. So let's go to our Transition tab. We're going to select one of these transitions. Transition is how the slide moves from one slide to the next. I'm just going to choose maybe a cube. I'm going to advance the slide not on mouse click, but after maybe 3 seconds. So if I want to change to 7 seconds, 3 seconds, I'm going to apply it to all of the slides. Then I'm going to hop over to the Slideshow tab, and I want to use the timings. And I'm going to say set up the slideshow, and I'm going to say it's browsed at a kiosk, which means it's just a machine sitting out there and it's a dummy machine and people walk by and look at it. I'm going to make sure that by default loop continuously until escape is hit, show without narration, and I'm going to say OK. That's it. It's now set up. All I need to do is click on my slideshow. Now for every 3 seconds it will turn to the next slide all by itself. I'm not doing anything, and even if I had some narration, as long as it was fitting, maybe I had some music or whatever, I could play it while the slideshow is going. So that's one way of creating a self-running presentation. Again, that was what, 5 clicks? That's it. Now let's create another one, but this time with narration. So I'm going to go to the first slide, and to record the slideshow, I'm going to start it from the beginning, and it's going to pick up my whole entire presentation. So if I'm talking, as soon as I toggle to the next slide, if I annotate, if I use any inks, it's going to capture all of that. It's like recording my show. So let's get that started. I'm going to start my show, start record from beginning slideshow, and I do want to pick up the slides and any animation I have set, my narrations and laser pointing, and I'm going to start recording. But I do want to make sure that my transitions, I am going to turn those off from automatic to on click and not after the 3 seconds. So go back to slideshow, record slideshow from beginning, and now I'm going to start recording. So you'll see up here in the top left hand corner I do have some timing going on. The center number is for the current slide. The right hand number is for the entire slideshow. So I clicked, I moved to the next presentation or the next slide. I'm going to annotate some things by highlighting perhaps, and maybe some inking. Remember, it's capturing all of this. So again, I'm talking and it's capturing all the timings of each of the cells, of each of the slides. I maybe emphasize something. I go to the next slide. Again, talking and going on as it is. And every time that I change the slide, you'll see that center timing change. So, and I go through my presentation as normally as I would, discussing, and I'm going to get out of it really quickly just by getting to the end of the slideshow. And I do want to wait about 1 second per slide just to keep going. And once I'm to the end of the presentation, I will have it recorded, and you always do want to test your record to see if everything worked out well. Just about done. And now I'm done. And I want to discard any of my annotations, and now that recorded. So if I want to now set up my slideshow, I want to make sure that my narration is going on, and this could be at a machine that's going, or that it's presented by me. I have some options here. Advance the slides automatically, or I can use my timings. I can loop it or not loop it. If I have it at a kiosk, I'm forced to loop it. If it's by a speaker, then it will only go through once and that's it. And I say OK. All the rest of it I'll go ahead and leave. So it will automatically say play narrations, use the timings. And now I'm going to go through the beginning, and you'll hear that not only am I talking, and then it's also has recorded my voice. So it's done everything that I've wanted it to do, and it's going through. So that was fairly simple to record a full narrated, used my timings, used some annotation, all of that, and all I have to do is click from beginning. So let's recap what we did there. I showed you 2 ways of presenting a self-running presentation. One is for PowerPoint to control the whole thing. We set a transition to the slides and we tell it how many seconds for each slide to be on the screen, and then it will advance. That's completely self-running. I don't need the user or the viewer to do anything. And we have a choice of either looping through once and it will stop, or we can have it loop indefinitely until we come back and stop it. Another way of developing the self-running presentation is we can run through our presentation like we're giving it to an audience by recording our narration and all the timings on each of the slides, and then we could run it again either with a loop or without a loop and have that run with a self-running presentation. As you saw, PowerPoint 2013 makes it very easy to develop self-running presentations. If you liked this video and would like to learn a little bit more about the Microsoft Office products, here are a few other videos that are available. Until then, I'm Lynn Mann. Be seeing you.